All right, guys, Matthew 27, part 2, let's go. Jesus is killed on a cross. The soldiers were going out of the city with Jesus. They forced another man to carry the cross to be used for Jesus. This man was Simon from Cyrene. They all came to the place called Golgotha, meaning the place of the skull. At Golgotha, the soldiers gave Jesus wine to drink. The wine was mixed with gall. He tasted the wine but refused to drink it. The soldiers nailed Jesus to the cross. They threw lots to decide who would get his clothes. The soldiers sat there and continued watching him. They put a sign above Jesus' head with a charge against him written on it. The sign read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." 2 robbers were nailed to the crosses beside Jesus, one on the right and the other on the left. People walked by and insulted Jesus. They shook their heads saying, "You said you could destroy the temple and build it again in 3 days. So save yourself. Come down from that cross if you are really the Son of God." The leading priests, the teachers of the law, and the Jewish elders were also there. These men made fun of Jesus and said, "He saved other people, but he can't save himself." People say he is the King of Israel. If he is the king, then let him come down from that cross. Then we will believe him. He trusts in God, so let God save him now. If God really wants him, he himself said, "I am the Son of God." And in the same way, the robbers who were being killed on the crosses beside Jesus also insulted him. Jesus dies. At noon, the whole country became dark. This darkness lasted for 3 hours. About 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Eli, Eli." This means, my God, my God." He said, "Why have you left me alone?" Some of the people standing there heard this. They said, "He is calling Elijah." Quickly, one of them ran and got a sponge. He filled the sponge with vinegar and tied it to a stick. Then he used the stick to give the sponge to Jesus to drink from it. But the other said, "Don't bother him. We want to see if Elijah will come to save him." Again, Jesus cried out in a loud voice. Then he died. Then the curtain in the temple split into 2 pieces. The tear started at the top and tore all the way down to the bottom. Also, the earth shook and rocks broke apart. The graves opened, and many of God's people who had died were raised from death. They came out of the graves after Jesus was raised from death. They went into the holy city, and many people saw them. The army officers and the soldiers guarding Jesus saw the earthquake and everything else that happened. They were very frightened and said, "He really was the Son of God." Many women were standing at a distance from the cross watching. These were women who had followed Jesus from Galilee to take care of him. Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of James and John were there. Jesus is buried. That evening, a rich man named Joseph came to Jerusalem. He was a follower of Jesus from a town of Arimathea. Joseph went to Pilate and asked to have Jesus' body. Pilate gave orders for the soldiers to give it to Joseph. Then Joseph took the body and wrapped it in clean linen cloth. He put Jesus' body in a new tomb that he had cut in a wall of rock. He rolled a very large stone to block the entrance of the tomb. Then Joseph went away. Mary Magdalene and the other woman named Mary were sitting near the tomb. The tomb of Jesus is guarded. That day was the day called Preparation Day. The next day, the leading priest and the Pharisees went to Pilate. They said, "Sir, we remember that while the liar was still alive, he said, 'After 3 days, I will rise from death.' So give the order for the tomb to be guarded closely till the 3rd day. His followers might come and steal the body. Then they could tell people that he has risen from death. That lie would be even worse than the first one." Pilate said, Take some soldiers and go guard the tomb the best way you know." So they all went to the tomb and made it safe from thieves. They did this by sealing the stone in the entrance and then putting soldiers there to guard it. That is the end of Matthew chapter 27. We are going to be back with Matthew chapter 28 tomorrow. I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. See you soon.